Guys, we see the thumbnail, and I've been doing this probably since last Wednesday. I started doing it since I'm on the Wednesday show. I said, man, why not do a debriefing of what happened the prior Wednesday, right? I made a decision to do that, so I'm going to start doing it from here on out. But have fun with it, right? That's what I go. So if y'all seen the thumbnail, this is what we talked about last Wednesday. It was kind of crazy, right? I mean, it was crazy, right? It was just hearing some of the people's opinions and thoughts about the situation. But it was kind of interesting. Towards the end of the conversation, it was like, what can I say? We held a guy, Kiki's boyfriend, our baby's daddy, however you want to say it, accountable, for spazzing out, for going on Twitter and for going on social media and you know what I'm saying, go crash dummy. But we're not going to hold her in no type of way of what she did. But guys, I don't have to keep talking about it. We can go to it. Let's get to it. Let's look at the video. I got the proof right here. Let's have the conversation.
I'm here.
All right. We'll go ahead and run this clip, man. We'll go ahead and react to it.
Women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
You believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4". Only about 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that. If you add that on, so just if we speak about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive.
Look,
I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
I'm still wearing braids.
So let me say this before we get started on this. That chick was she was definitely in her feelings. She didn't like what he had to say. She feeling some type of way. It's blatantly obvious, especially when she took the digs that she did towards the end. So it was obvious she had some type of animosity towards a man. But let's hear what some of my fellow panelists had to say. So right then and there, that was an icebreaker. That wasn't even the meat of the conversation. That was pretty much an icebreaker. But just listen to the icebreaker and how some people's thoughts and feelings it was about that conversation is very interesting. So let's get to it. Let's hear what they got to say, and I'm gonna give my views because there was some things I wanted to say I just didn't get the opportunity to say at the time. And you know how sometimes you'll watch something or you participate in something, and then you'll later on, maybe a day later, all of a sudden you said, "Man, I probably should have said this then, or I should have said this." Well, I think that's what happened today because I'm looking back on it, I'm like, damn, why did she say that? And I'm like, man, what was she thinking? Well, let's go to it. Let's go
ahead and get into it, man. The real definition of a top tier man. We heard what she said, right? I do want to get the gentleman's perspective on this as well, based on what she said. But let me start with the ladies first. I may mix them. But I'm going to go ahead and start with you first, Miss Ty from the shop. top tier man. Do you agree with her? And what do you agree about? And what is your definition of a top tier man?
So I understand where she was coming from, but I feel that her definition was coming directly from a woman's perspective of what she would want in a top tier man instead of what society sees as a top tier man. Neither one of them were necessarily wrong. Like he stated, him being over 6 feet, making 100K a year, those are things that society usually says that a woman wants, that she's looking for a top tier man. She just decided to talk about all the specific things when it comes to your character and how you make a woman feel. But that's not automatically what you're going to see right off the bat. So I don't think that she was necessarily wrong, but I do think she was focusing more so on what specifically she would want rather than what just is a top tier man. In my opinion, I'm not necessarily looking for a man that's over 6 feet and make 100K a year. A top tier man to me would be someone that values me as a person. So my definition would be totally different than I think most people or even what society would put out there as a top tier man. Just because a man makes a lot of money or has a certain height, to me doesn't make him quality, right? Those are superficial things. I think a man that can come together and I can uplift him and he can uplift me and we can put our money together and build an empire, to me is a top tier man. Now you can come in that package at 5'3", only making $50,000, but once we put it together, we can really build something. That doesn't take away that status from you just because you're not there yet. As long as you have the potential and ambition to get there, then you're a top tier man in my eyes. But like I stated, my definition will probably be different than what society or most women are portrayed in society to believe a top tier man to be.
Okay. Go ahead, Miss Coco. Wake up. You there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening. Well, a top tier man can be on different levels depending on where that woman is at in her life. So like what Ty was saying, me personally, a top tier man is a man that already has his own stuff together. The basics, you know, saying the basics. So when he comes to me or any woman, he's not automatically a liability for whatever that may be. So a top tier man is a man that just really on his shit, got his stuff together, going to work every day, responsible, don't got a whole lot of drama, you know, a lot of baby mamas, maybe only one, not 2 and 3. So like a top tier man can be certain men in the hood, and certain men in the suburbs, and certain men in the club. It just depends on that person's level in their life, and that woman, and what a top tier man is for her. Because in the streets, a top tier man is a drug dealer, the one that's at the top. So, you know, it just depends.
All right.
Look, my opinion, I don't consider poor Coco. I don't consider a drug dealer a top tier man. Is our community that messed up that we have to consider drug dealers a top tier man? Is this where we have fallen to? God damn, that's crazy. What's going on, Miss Ty? Oh shit! What did Travel One say? Travel One said, "Mrs. Hink at the back." Hey, look her, Travel One. What I need for you to do. Why ain't my name first? Why you gonna put my wife's name first? I'm the one on the show. I'm the one running this joint. You need to respect that the hierarchy here. And part of the hierarchy is putting my name first before you could put her name second. I'm first. Come on, Travel One, do better. Greetings to the 2004 newlyweds. Top tier men. Where did they go? Well, Travel One, I'm a top tier man myself, but I'm no longer available to you ladies. Maybe the next lifetime. Miss Red Lipstick Vibe, she said, did she say drug dealers? Yes, she did. It's unfortunate that some people think like that. But that's some people's reality. Who am I to tell them they're wrong? Let's keep going.
Well, go ahead and have you chime in, Calvin. I know she had a long list. What do you think? Do you agree with her? I'm not saying that you date men. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to answer this question. You consider yourself a top tier man, right?
Indeed.
Okay, so let the ladies know what qualifications that you possess that would make you a top tier man.
I think that we talked about this yesterday, right? I'm purposed. Like I know what I'm here to do. I know who I am and whose I am. I'm a child of God. You know what I'm saying? I stand on kingdom business, not just any old business. I'm a leader. I'm consistent. I'm passionate. I'm a great father. You know what I'm saying? I strive to be an amazing lover. Y'all had to tell me, give me your feedback. And I like to, be honest and genuine and all the things that I would ask in my person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not asking anybody to come to the table with anything that I'm not doing. Right. And again, what we talked about the other day, being strong in the areas where she maybe has opportunities and recognizing and celebrating and amplifying the areas that she has strength where I have opportunities to grow. Right. So if my emotional intelligence is not where I want it to be, but I recognize that in her, I'm not going to step on that and mitigate that and discount that. I'm going to uplift that, amplify that, and enhance that. And we come together like Voltron, you know what I'm saying? And we got something together. But it has to increase my peace. And I would have to be her peace and help her increase her peace if I'm ever going to ask her to do the same for me. So those are just a few attributes about me. But yeah, Todd did give some very specific examples. Like 5'3" is crazy. How tall are you? I know women want, you know what I'm saying? I know women want the dude to be taller.
I'm 5'3".
Okay, you want somebody on your level. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's not, I'm just saying like height is not a factor necessarily. Like you're not judging a man. Well, I'm not specifically just judging a man based off of his height.
Type stuff. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not tall, you know what I'm saying? But I never thought that was a requirement. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like it was more of an energy that I come with versus like this nigga tall, dark, and handsome. I'm not either. I'm not two of those things.
Don't no girl want to be bigger than the guy though. Like I don't.
Travel One says, come on now, Mr. and Mrs. Hink. It's been used before. Mix it up. Just mix it up. You are one now. Why do black men denigrate? To protect their the degenerates blacks protect other degenerate black men on these panels. Black women, see, this is what are black men teaching their daughters. Jesus Christ. Travel One, you need to stop this madness you spewing. Let's keep going with this video. We're gonna let Travel One take away our joy.
You don't have to be really tall. I usually get tall ones, but I don't want to be taller than them. Like I don't want to look down at a man at all for no reason.
Tall than them in flesh or taller than them in heels?
Both.
How
tall are you?
Yeah, how tall are you?
I'm 5'3.5".
Oh,
okay.
Well, 5'9" with the soul of a 6'4" nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually
Yeah,
like
no, that's fair.
5'9" and up, like I'm still good.
Shit, 5'5" and up, you still good.
All right, Biz, since you're already talking, man, go ahead, man. You sound like you might be a top tier guy to some of the ladies. What does a top tier guy possess in your opinion? And I'm coming to you next, Rain. Did you see the clip? Okay. Oh, you want to send her the clip? Better yet, I'm gonna put it in the back chat. I'll put it in the back chat for you. You take a look at it. Go ahead, Biz.
Yeah, just like Calvin spoke on that. We talked about this yesterday. Everything that he named off, are things that honestly is irrelevant. You can be 6 foot, making 6 figures, and be a lame, or the woman thinks you a lame. As soon as you start talking, you didn't talk yourself out the pussy. You know, this is all things that in my opinion, men that don't have a mouthpiece, they don't have morals or any value.
Let me ask this question. People in the chat, let me ask you. As far as a top tier man, what's going on, Smart HQ Network? What do some of you ladies consider a top tier man? That's in the chat. I'm interested in seeing some of your response. What would you consider a top tier man? Right? I understand being a top tier man is subjective to each individual. I can understand, but is there some common traits about a top tier man that most women have? I don't know. You know, I know we hear in these streets that you know they got to have money and maybe a little height to them. You know, the 6 figure, the 6 pack, and the 6 feet. Now, is that for most women? Do y'all think that to be the case, or is just that's just YouTube talk? I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested. Let's see what Travel One says. Normally she comes with some controversial statements, but let's see what we got here. She might surprise me today. Top tier man, following God, respects himself, parents, women, his vocation, works, no excuses, morals, marriage minded, wife, financially sound, shares, help others, pay for everything. Thanks. There you are. That's Travel One's example of a top tier man. Let's keep going. Mrs. Hink says, you are a top tier man. That's why I gave you the time of day. Stronger character, hardworking, handsome, masculine, and protective. Right on. Miss Red Lives the Vibe came through with a man if intelligence, integrity, morals, values like mine, and knows his role as a man, husband, and father. I know that's right. Let's see what Embrace the Grace said. She says God-fearing, integrity, loyal, good communicative skills, leadership skills. Good job. D. We're going to leave that last part alone. Travel list is quite long. Won't go into the other requirements. I understand. I appreciate what you gave. Thank you, ma'am. Let's keep going with the video. I was just interested in hearing what the ladies had to say. That's all.
They don't have any character. All they can go off of is this. You know, I'm 6 foot and I drive a Benz. You know, but once you start talking, don't nobody like you. Your breath stink. You know, whatever. So I think that when we step away from that and really point out the factors that character is everything, values is everything, your morals is everything. How do you treat people? How do you treat the janitor? How do you treat the valet? How do you treat the waitress? You know, these are the things that matter, and that most people actually care about. So if
My man Smarter Not Earthworm says, top tier man, but that's going both ways. Go both ways. Well, like show respect to get respect. I know that's right. I know that's right. Let's keep going.
if you walk around with that type of energy, nobody gonna fuck with you. And anybody that do, they only gonna use you because that's what you leading with. So I would say, yeah, those are the definitions of a top tier man, and it can vary from person to person because you might have a sexy red that's what she want. You know, she want a nigga that walk around in a poo shiesty, that got a burn on them, you know. And there's some women that they don't even want to be around that. So it varies from person to person, but I think overall, what most women look for, or more what most people would call a top tier man, are those things that we name, especially a family man. People in general respect men that take care of their family, even if you don't have your own children. How do you take care of the people that surround you? You know, how do you take care of your crew? How do you interact with them? These are all factors that's extremely important, because when you don't have the money and you broke your leg or something, you know, your leg get cut off, and now you only 6 foot on one side.
What?
Then what? You know, where you stand up?
All right, I'm going to play this clip back, and then we'll go ahead and get back to it.
Women just don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
Can nobody believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year. And I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we speak about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays and isn't
brave. But no, she was definitely talking woman needs talk, in which I understand. But I think instead of saying all of those things for a woman, how do you do that not only for yourself, but again, all of the people that surround you?
Okay. Alex, I'm gonna go to you. And I'll come back to you.
I think that plays into a top tier man, I believe, has to, in general, have a good head on his shoulders and have a fantastic sense of direction, whatever that may look like. Everyone's definition of beauty is different. All of those variables aside, he has to have that, you know, in his faith and his emotions. And it all boils down to, if he has a good head on his shoulders and a good sense of direction, then his ability to manage a household, which includes really, you know, wife, kids, so on and so forth, it'll all come together. So in my opinion, that is a top tier man, because quite frankly, I've met a lot of men who make over 100 bands a year that are over 6 foot that are stone cold idiots. They can make that much money, but then they'll be at happy hour every night blowing it. You know what I mean? It's no, that's not what it is, because that shows he doesn't have a good sense of direction, versus the other guys who get off work, who do make over 100 bands a year, who aren't doing that, who are trying to build something, because that will boil down to a relationship that can be an ultimate powerhouse, whatever that may look like for that relationship. So to me, that's a top tier man, because he will be able to produce that if he has those two qualities.
Okay. Go ahead, Randy.
What's up, everybody? I don't know if you can hear me.
So let me say this, because even with some of the ladies who give me their answers talking about what a top tier man is, now I think it's obvious a man with integrity is as a top tier man, right? Somebody's loyal, great communicator, who has morals and value about them, you know, and that knows his role as a man, you know what I'm saying, and also being marriage minded for the ladies who are marriage minded. You know, those are I think those are the obvious things, right? A hard working man. And of course, you want a nice looking man, very masculine man, of course. But we need to stop acting like financially he's that's not a factor in that. We need to stop this. We really need to stop. Look, one thing that I think couples should talk about more is money. You shouldn't wait till you get married and you have a discussion about finances, about money. You know, what is your plans on how you do money? How do you save money? How do you invest money? That shouldn't be wait until we get ready to say I do, or when it comes to time to pay for the marriage or the wedding and all that. Then we start to, you know, the money conversation comes into play. No, it shouldn't. The money conversation needs to come in early. I'm not gonna say, well, 3 dates in and then we need to have it. No, probably not. But when you start to see y'all going down that road of something serious, something long lasting, something that's going to could possibly turn into a marriage, yeah, the conversation about money needs to come up. I need to know how much debt you got. I need to know what I'm about to get into. I need to know that you believe in savings. I need to know you believe in investing. I need to know that you're financially literate. And if you don't have that, then why don't you have this? And if I deem you worthy enough, I will look to get you some classes. We can go together. Matter of fact, I don't mind getting a refresher course. Maybe some shit I forgot. Maybe some shit I need to recalibrate on or touch up on. So we're going to go together and learn this together and figure this out. The money conversation definitely has to come in. Again, like I said, we shouldn't be waiting until we get ready to say I do, and then we find out how much debt our woman's in or how much debt your future husband's in. We don't need to know that he has debt collectors calling him every other day. We don't need to know that he has a lot of marks on his credit report. He had a couple bankruptcies on his credit report, foreclosure there, got a couple evictions, couple repos. No, we shouldn't wait until I say I do, and then all of a sudden coming in the mail, you see all these debt collectors. No, we should know before then. A credit report should be one of the requirements you ask for. Y'all should be willing to exchange those. Like you exchange vows, exchange credit reports. So we know what we're dealing with. That's very important. Why do people wait? I don't know. I don't know why people wait until I say I do before we find out how much somebody makes. That my opinion, that makes no sense. Man, some people may, it's not necessary. Some people may even say it's never not necessary. I don't never need to know. He don't never need to know how much I make. Yeah, that sounds crazy, but that's just my opinion. Travel One comes with more great statements. And I use that word great very loosely. Money is necessary for sure. Once engaged, all financials needs to be on the table and audited. Damn it, we got to audit these. I understand. But Travel One, I'm talking about before we get engaged. Prior to, once I see we're going down to that road, we're talking about it then. I'm just saying. That's what I did with my wife. We had the conversation prior to getting married. We didn't wait to say I'm married and all of that. We did that before. We knew we was gonna get married. We started. I taught her about I can't even say the word. I apologize. High interest money market savings. We talked about that. Invested into Roth IRAs. We talked about that. Making sure that we invested in paying ourselves. We talked about that. We also talked about the Dave Ramsey plan. We talked about that, paying ourselves. Those are things we talked about prior to engagement. Prior to I said I do. We talked about that. We talked about our bills and laying them out on the table and all of that. That was a conversation that was had to have. So I know what I'm about to go into. I knew she had a few credit cards that she gets to pay off. I got one credit card. I'm one of those guys. I don't like credit cards. If I could go without one, I would. But unfortunately, there's a lot of things in life you can't go without having a credit card. And one of them is renting a car, buying tickets, because they always hem up your debit card. And I hate it when they hem up my debit card. I can't stand that shit. So that's the only reason why I got a credit card. For travel purposes, paying for fuel, shit like that. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have one. I'm just saying. Sister Grace, she said I pulled my credit card within 90 days. Miss Jolie said, hey, how you doing, man? Hey, people nowadays are socially awkward. It could be the case. We're going to have to find a way to get past that. I'm just saying. Everyone with another statement. Excuse me. She said, well, no engagement, no release of nothing private. That's Travel One's motto. Each couple varies, of course. Right on. Look, to each his own. I understand. You got to do what you got to do. But I'm just saying, that conversation should be early in the relationship. It really should be. The money conversation should be in there early. It shouldn't be like a lot of people do, a lot of especially our folks. We wait until the day we're going to get married or we are married. Then we start to unleash all the bullshit that we have, all our debts, all the creditors, all our repossessions, all our bankruptcies we filed, all our debts, student loans, credit card loans, payday loans. All that. It's bull crap. Let's keep going, though.
Okay, cool. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like she ate with her response, like no crumbs. Okay, not one crumb left. Okay, and then he gonna try to I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like a lot of times when women speak from their heart space or a space of I don't know, it was very clear, eloquent, everything that she said. I feel like most women can, if they don't agree with every single thing that she said, they can the gist of it was how solid are your morals or your character? You know what I'm saying? Outside of your wallet, right? How, okay, you tall, okay, all of that, but that doesn't replace how you gonna make me feel when I come home at night or whatever is going on. You know what I mean? Or my day to day, my day in, day out with you, business, personal, love life, the kids. Your height has a sprinkle of, what to do with that. So I'm saying that to say, I notice when women start to talk about things or speak from their heart space about what we need truly, men do that whole womanese thing. It's they clock out. And I just think, I don't know, it seems like that comes from a crazy place. I mean, a place of we can go there, but I want to ask, what is that? Why do men feel like that there's even a language womanese, right? Because nobody's talking about nigganese or like, you know what I'm saying? Like how men have come in like, no, like why is that? Why do y'all shut off when we start talking about what we need? Like y'all tune out, it seems like. Viz, you recognize the womanese, like what, since you speak it, you know, like why is that a separate thing other than just this is straightforward conversation about my needs and my desires? Like what is that?
I've never heard that term before, but I think it sounds like the equivalent to mansplaining.
Okay, so now mansplaining, in my understanding, is definitely like, okay, you giving an excuse, not a reason, but it's an excuse to why something crazy happened. Is that what y'all saying? Is basically the same thing? Like, it's just it's an excuse. Help me understand.
Nah, the only thing I'm commenting on is the fact that you said, you know, womanese the term, which I'm saying I'm today years old hearing that.
Okay.
It resonates and lands with me. Like when people say mansplaining, people don't mean it in a positive connotation, and it's from a gender specific point of view. That's all I'm saying.
So can you give me, because I mean you liken that to mansplaining, right? So can you break that down? And that's exactly kind of what I'm saying. Why we're speaking from our heart space about something. Is it negative? You know what I'm saying? It's put in a negative pot of now we're speaking a foreign language. Like why?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I didn't make the rules. I just live by them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that mansplaining. I didn't say that mansplaining should be a negative connotation, but it is. Mansplaining is never stated in a positive term. And again, hearing womanese, that don't sound too flattering either. Again, I think that for me, it's more or less like, and this is a human to human thing when you're in a relationship, what are you bringing to the table? I know the question was, you know, what do you need from your man? But I think that regardless of what your ideal man is, whatever your top tier man is, what are you doing, man or woman, to prove yourself worthy of being with that person should be more of the conversation versus when I get in this relationship with this person, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need. What about this one I'm coming with, this one I'm coming with, this one I'm bringing? That's what I'm trying to hear.
Respectfully. And I think, you know what? And I think that's probably why she went at his head so hard or aggressively because, sir, you talking about your height is what you're bringing. Tell me how that helps raising my children. You're talking about what's in your bank account. Okay, that might be able to help some things, but you a selfish, mean man. We looking at Beauty and the Beast. We saw what a rich person does. You see what I'm saying? Like that has no emotional effects, right? So what are you bringing, right? So then when she goes, well, maybe it to be considered, because he asked her a question, what is a top tier man in your perspective? She gave her perspective of a top tier man. So I don't you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying about what a person is bringing, but he's led with things that were not that good to be bringing.
Yeah, I think her response was warranted from his response for sure. I think the difference is with her saying for a woman, that doesn't equate to a top tier man. You know, that's just what you do for a woman.
From a woman's perspective.
That doesn't make you a top tier man. Because if this man isn't in a relationship with you, then how can you gauge that this man is a top tier man if you're only looking for what he can do for you? That doesn't make you a top tier man.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say from what I took from it, I feel like
Ms. Gray said, are women listening to the means and needs and desires? We always take time to teach men how to treat a woman, but we also need to teach women how to treat a man. Reciprocation. I can agree with that. I can definitely rock with that. Let's keep going.
First of all, he automatically put it in the box of womanese, just like we'll say like a man is mansplaining something, because women and men speak two different languages, right? That's why we have such a hard time when it comes to communicating. Men think very logically, and women are always speaking from a place of how things make us feel. So everything that he stated was very logical on the mindset of, he even brought up statistics like, I'm 6'4", only 8% of the population is that. I make over 100K. He's talking about things that he feels are important in the eyes of all society, what makes him elite as far as societal norms are concerned, where she brought up everything that's going to make a woman feel secure, safe, protected. But she only spoke from a woman's perspective and not everyone's perspective. Like, who would see this man not be with him and say that he's top tier and not know these specific things about him? That's why he instantly said, well, this is womanese. And I kind of understood what he was saying, because she's only speaking from a woman's perspective and not like Calvin and Bia said, speaking from a societal perspective where we can look at a man and say, well, he has a good character, and that's what makes him top tier. It has nothing to do with his title or the amount of money that he makes.
Right.
Let me get some other people in there. Go ahead, Miss Kelly. I'm gonna go to you. Real definition top tier man.
I just feel like she's speaking from her experience and he's speaking from his. Maybe the women that he's dealing with, he's top tier to them. Maybe he's dealing with a younger woman, you know, and maybe that's exactly what works for that younger woman, height, and, you know, whatever attraction there is. But I think she was speaking from a more, you know, mature perspective, pointing out that it's more than the superficial aspects of it. So it's not just what you look like on the outside, it's everything else that matters, you know, like she wants somebody that exudes so many qualities that has nothing to do with being 6'4". You know, she probably wants somebody that's intelligent. She's probably looking to marry. So maybe the women that he's going out with are just looking to party and have a good time right now. He might be 20 something, she might be 30 something. I don't know, but I think the qualities of a good man, it's a long list. It's a long list besides being 6'4", because like Ty said, you can be 6'4" and you can be stupid. You know what I mean? You might not have any type of financial responsibility. You might not be as seasoned or smart as the next person, or well-traveled or well-spoken. You know what I mean? You might not be as disciplined, and that's something that she might need, or any woman might need. Thoughtful, generous, patient, emotionally intelligent. It's so many things that I could list as being, you know, a quality man or top tier man, because just because you don't earn a lot of money or you earn a lot of money, that doesn't mean that you're top tier. You know, every high value man or high earning man is not a top tier man. Some men are terrible out here. Some men just pursue you for one thing and that's it. They don't have any type of charm or anything to bring to the table. You know, like men say, what do you bring to the table? Well, there are so many things that a more mature woman can bring to the table that a less mature woman can't. So, I mean, I could, like I said, I could list a lot of things, but I think what he listed was not enough to qualify as a top tier man in general.
All right, go ahead, Brittany.
All right, so although a 6'4" tall, dark-skinned man is attractive, especially for a tall girl like myself, I'm 5'8". So when I put on heels, I'm pushing, you know, I'm over 6 feet tall, you know, depending on the heel. It's definitely superficial. It does not define what truly matters. It's all about the character. I think that when she answered and explained what a top tier man is, it might have been received differently if she would have said a top tier man is a man of service, a giver, because then it doesn't necessarily become about the woman's needs, but it's better articulated by saying a top tier man is someone who's not just thinking about himself. He's not selfish. And I agree 100%. I agree with everything she said. A top tier man is a leader in whatever environment or space that he's operating in. He's the go-to man amongst his friends, amongst his colleagues. He's not a follower. And if he is following, he's following someone who is leading him down the right path. So, and then also I agree with what Coco said earlier. It's definitely all about perspective, because someone might consider a top tier man who's coming to the table with, you know, not a lot, but someone that they can partner with in order to grow. Somebody else might want them to come already grown. Like we're not really planting seeds or working on a project together. I need you to come with what you're coming with. I'm coming with what I'm coming with, and boom, we're good. We're two whole individuals. So I definitely think it varies per person. What he said was superficial. I like the tall guys, but it's not the end all be all.
Yeah, I mean, but
let me say this. Brittany's probably the only one that would kept it honest, talking about she wanted a tall man. I think if them ladies was on the panel, and y'all heard what they said, they want a tall man too. They not against you, short king. Shout out to you guys. There's nothing you could do about it. That's the way your genetics, the genetic pool blessed you. It's the way the good Lord made you. It is what it is. Blame it on your daddy. But let me say this. If they could have a 6'4" man, they would accept and they would love it and appreciate every bit of it. They wouldn't turn it away. You can have your choice between a 5'8" dude or a 6'4" dude. You're going to ride with that 6'4" dude. And you're going to roll the dice with it and keep it moving. To sit there and say, oh, you know, he might be. Seen some of them out here, man. They know they assholes. They know they weren't no good, but that's what, he was tall and he looked good and they roll with him. Could have had a short king. He's not too bad, but you know what I'm saying, he just ain't got the height. You know, his money just not as long. But you said, no, I see more potential in the man who's 6'4", look little bit better at 6'4" than 5'8". Plus, he's already established. 5'8", he's just trying to get established. But you turned that short king down, Bob, because he was short. He just wasn't you didn't feel like he lived up to your height standards. Come on, ladies, don't do that. Don't do that. We see what's really going on. Y'all playing. Y'all just want to defend this woman and this bull crap she's saying. I see what's really happening. You trying to defend this woman's bull crap, but we can't be doing this, man. If she's speaking bull crap, call it. Say something about it. Don't let the shit slide just because she's a woman. Promise you, if that was a dude talking that super shit, man, come on, man. We have to. Come on, bro. Wait, what are you talking about, man? Come on, man. You talking like a man with two heads. Yeah, we calling him out. Hey, man, what are you talking about? Not here. They're going to defend that BS to the end. Let's keep going.
Brittany.
Everybody's not as blessed to be.
I didn't hear you, Wiz. I'm sorry, Kelly. What you say, Wiz? Biz? Sorry, I'm calling you Wiz tonight.
I said, better get you a short king.
I don't know about that.
And I said everybody's not as blessed with height, right?
True.
So you have to learn to look beyond that. I'm not saying get somebody that's 4'11", but you gotta look beyond the height, because he could have all the height and no sense whatsoever.
You're right. And what's the thing? You're the same height when you lay down. Everybody's the same height when they lay down.
Hello, way.
I've heard that before, but you can still have your standards.
Right. I figured that.
Shout out to the short kings out there.
Go ahead.
Medium kings.
Look at my buddy lean up to the camera because she see he's about to talk, did you, Ray? I know. You want to hear my goddamn voice. So let me say this, man. That helper is selfish. She was speaking in her feelings. And for y'all ladies who agree with her, shame on your black asses. That's a goddamn shame. The woman said you want her to spoil her, take her, cater to her. No, I'm not catering to a woman. I'm catering to the family. But her selfish ass wanted to be all about her. And to sit there and say, y'all, well, a tall man is not a benefit. That's a lie, because just like y'all said, none of y'all want a short king. See, what the hell? Y'all looking for a man who can provide provision and protection. A 6'4" man can provide some type of protection. Because first of all, not a lot of dudes gonna run up on a 6'4" dude anyway when you 5'8", 5'9". You're not. And y'all definitely don't want no broke king, right? Y'all don't want a king who's living check to check. Y'all want that $100,000 dude. So this dude sit there and tell you he makes well over that, but he's 6'4". He's in a high percentage. She's mad because she can't get that. I think that's what it is. So now she's gonna have to settle for a short king. A king barely making it. No, that ain't what she really want, but that's what she gotta settle for. Because guess what? Them broke passing dudes, they'll cater to her. They'll do whatever they want. He'll give his last little bit of check just to make her happy. Mad as hell because he broken the motherfucker. He gonna be a homosexual. He live on a goddamn cat. And she be okay with it because she's always gonna be there. But that dude who's out there about his goddamn purpose, yeah, he ain't got time to just cater to you. I got to worry about the family. The family is what's important, not just the woman, not just the kids, but the family as a whole, as a totality. I can't just cater to you. If we got daughters and sons, I gotta make sure they good. I gotta make sure they straight. So I can't just be all about you all the time. Now, if we got a family, if we ain't got a family, just me and you, then that's a different subject. But if we got a family, it can't be all about you, man. I gotta worry about the bigger picture, and that's the whole. I leave it there.
Now, Hank, I usually be on your side, right? I be hearing
You still out.
from. If you just went
You still out.
on her and did not ever go towards the guy when all he talked about was two different things. Not once did he talk about family. Not once did he talk about taking care of anyone else outside of his two characteristics of him being tall and having $100,000. Now, living paycheck to paycheck is not somebody that falls in the $80,000 range, $70,000 range, $50,000 range. So you having $100,000 isn't the end all be all of a top tier man. Like, let's be real. Now, I did agree that a lot of stuff she said came from her own feelings and how she felt. I agree with you there. But we just not gonna drag her like she was just the worst of all worst and her response was just terrible. And not talk about this man and how superficial his response was of how a top tier man is supposed to be, or what is he qualifies as. We
So
gotta
when
talk
she
about
took a
both.
shot, okay. So when she sit there at the end, took a shot, not a 6'4" man with braids. I mean, that was just her childish. That was her selfish just coming out in her.
He got under her skin a little bit.
Oh, and that lets me know what type of woman she is. Nobody wants a woman like that. You get that agitated off of a few things he said. Like you said, we don't know what he said in the early part of the conversation, right? We only got towards the end of what he is. We got most of what she had to say about what her expectation was for a top 10 type man. So we didn't get it all. So he might have spoke on family. We don't know. We didn't catch that part of the video. We only can speak on what we heard, right? That's all we can do. So again, the man has the money. What he's talking about, he's a certain percentage. Most of y'all ladies want that 1%, that 2% type man. That's all you hear about. You watch Kendra D, every last one of them. When you watch Kevin, every last one of them talk about they want a 6-figure man who's 6-something feet tall, who has this type of income, who makes this type of job. We watched what's her name, Erica, whatever her name is, talk about she don't want a man who drives the bus. Now, if he owns the bus company, I'll take him. But she don't want no. See, y'all don't want those average type dudes. Y'all don't want them blue collar dudes. Y'all don't want that. Y'all want that white collar dude that keeps his nails clean, come home, goes out with a suit and tie. That's what y'all want. Y'all don't want that plumber. Y'all don't want that garbage man. Y'all don't want that electrician.
I
Y'all
don't
don't want
know.
that dude.
I don't know if that's
Y'all
what
been
you want.
that's the beef, y'all.
It's not. It's not. And he's basing his perception off of what
Did I
social
tell
media
you?
is pushing right now as the modern woman and what she wants in a man. I have no problem with a blue collar man. I like men that can build things. Come home with your fingers dirty, baby. I will clean them for you. I don't have to have a man that's only going after a certain caliber. Like I said in the beginning, my man can make $50,000 as long as we can put our money together and make something greater. Then we're moving up in life. That is not the reality of most women in the world. That is the reality of what they push on social media, and now we're running with it as if that's what every woman in America, especially Black women, want in men. That's not even true. That's not even most of our population. Let's be real. Most men in our population are blue collar workers. They're everyday workers, mechanics, drive buses, teachers, things of that nature. Most of y'all are not in corporate America. I know because I'm in corporate. So it's a lie to say that that's what all women want. That's what the women on Kendra G want. And most of those women are trash.
Now we
Let's keep
let me say this. Most blue collar workers are not making over $100,000. Most blue collar workers. You have a few that are getting over 100,000. But the average blue collar worker not making over 100,000. They're not. And so you're always talking about you want a man who makes this amount of money. And y'all go as far as even if he was making $100,000, his career choice may not be up to your standards. So if his career choice is not up to your standards, what makes you think you're going to try to get with him? If that man is an electrician, he could be making up to $125. 125,000, I'm sorry. 125,000 a year. But you have a lot of women who pass him up. Why? Because it's not like a desirable job for them. It's not a job they can get in a circle of their friends and tell them and brag about. No, it's not that type of job. See, they want a man who they can go in a little circle of friends while they at the little book parties, you know what I'm saying, where they have to get together, sip on some wine. Well, my man's he's owner of two businesses. He owns two businesses. One is a detailing company. He owns that. He's an owner of a firm or something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing out something. My man's a lawyer. My man's a doctor. My man is a dentist. My man's a pediatrician. My man's a superintendent at the local public schools. He's on the board. He's also an alderman. He's the CEO of the Fort. You want to have those type of bragging rights amongst your friends. You don't want to get in your friends like, yeah, my man, he works at the maintenance department of the public school. He's a groundskeeper. He's a custodian. He's a supervisor of the nutrition department in the lunchroom. No, you don't want that. You don't want me to go in and brag and you don't want that. No, you want him to have the lavish job, the more fancier job, so he can, take you to them lavish Christmas parties and get-togethers and potlucks and them appreciations when they have the outings at the local, maybe the local pub or something. That's what you want. You don't want to be able to say, yeah, my man's he works out in the field. He works in the operations department. He works at a wastewater treatment plant. Nah, you don't be a T friend because they ain't gonna understand. But let them see what his W-2 says at the end of the year. He's hitting that 140 mark, putting in about 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's not lavish. That's not what they want. Even though he could do everything else that damn near that CEO can do. He could provide you with a certain lifestyle. Why? Because he works hard. He's out there working hard, getting that money, and doing what he needs to do. But a lot of these ladies don't want that blue collar dude. It's not up to their standards. Brother Womack, what's going on, brother? Hopefully all is well with you. It's not up to their standards. So they that's not a lavish job. It's not that job that they could just go out there and front and flodge and all that. No, it's not the type of job they want a bit of brag and talk about. Like I said, they want you to say, yeah, I'm a manager at this company. Or he owns a couple franchises. That's what they want. And you hear a lot of expectations are that 1 to 2 or 3, 5% man. Well, lady, let me tell you, let me break the news to you. Y'all don't have the qualities to get those type of men, most of them. Most ladies don't have the quality. Why? Because your mindset is not right. Certain expectations that man wants, you can't provide for that man. Certain expectations that man desires, you're not willing to provide for that man. You probably could, but you're not willing to do that. Well, also, let me tell you another thing. Them CEOs, they be working. They just not doing 9 to 5. They on call at times. They may be at work to about 6 to 7 at night, still working on the project that's due tomorrow, or that's due by Friday. And today's Wednesday. 2 days after the project still got to be done. Business owners are going to always be on work, on call. Yeah, he can hire some people to do it, but guess what? If something goes down with a manager or whoever the supervisors you got in place can't handle it, he needs to ask you questions. You got to be available. That's just what it is. So, like, ladies, do y'all really want some of these things y'all looking for and ask for? Because it's going to require certain things that you have to sacrifice. Are you willing to make those sacrifices? I don't know. We'll see. Yes, he said it's about status and money. They look down upon the people who are hard, who do hard labor. The essential workers, often necessary to run the world. I agree. Big Bama 44, he comes to it, the mindset is not right. Some of the women can't even make hot dogs and French fries. Shame on you heifers who can't do that. Excuse me. Jamila, she said, I hit that light, I hit that light, Mrs. Hink. Great moderation for you, for Hink. Right on. I appreciate that. Let's keep it going. Nobody said all women. Nobody said all women. Majority.
Y'all.
That's not y'all. It's not all. So right in there, that's my country accent. Right? I'm from the country. That's how we speak. And I don't necessarily mean you all. That's why I said most. I put most in there. And I said most of y'all. That's my country accent. I apologize. I can't help myself. That's just where I'm from. Born and raised. Proud. But I don't mean like what it sounds like you all. Most women don't want these men. So that's one of those things I was talking about. I wish I could come back corrected, but I got to forget I'm country. They don't understand it because they're from a different part. Most of them from the Midwest, right? Most of them from Chicago area, Chicagoland area. I think Vids is from there, but he lives in Houston now. I don't know where Brittany's from. Chanel's from the Midwest, and Eileen's from Baltimore. So they just don't understand my country accent, my country lingo. I apologize. It's who I am, though. Never gonna be ashamed of it. What was that? Thank you, ma'am, for your support. You know I have to look out for my boo. My boo thing. Okay, damn, boo thing. There you go. Country it all day long. That's it now. Right on. My man, he said, hold on, Mrs. Heath. I'm a man. I'm 40. Hey, boy. For y'all do not know, that reference is from the Oklahoma State coach probably about 5 years ago when they was talking about the quarterback his team. He said, don't talk about him. Take shots at me. I'm a man. I'm 40. So now, baby, you need to make sure you put some respect on my man's name, Jay Villa. He's a man. Right on, brother. Right on. She said, my apologies, sir. Oops. That's what you call accountability. Shout out to you. That was a prime example on why men say women don't listen. Most or majority does not mean every woman on the planet. I know that's right. Him Smooth said, what's up, big dog? What's happening? My apologies, brother. Shame on her for mistaking you as a woman. You's a man. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Y'all,
Okay. Well, I just think that the guy who was in the video just wasn't able to articulate every quality of a good man, and she was. I think that's the only difference. She was just able to articulate better. And I think what he was stating is that, hey, this is what women are attracted to initially, right? Which that's true, right? I mean, not necessarily 6'4" exactly, but a man with height. We all appreciate that, right? And we like financial stability. We all appreciate that, but that's entry level. That's the basics. So beyond that, there is more that you can consider as a quality man.
But it almost sounds like if you don't meet the basics, if you're not tall enough to ride this ride, you'll never get a chance to learn about that man's character.
But that's not for every woman. Every woman is not superficial. I would say younger women might be a little bit more superficial than an older woman with a little bit more experience, right?
What we consider young versus mature?
Like 18 to 22.
Kids, okay, all right.
You know, when you're coming out of high school and you just look at this guy because he's cute, right? But maybe by the time you graduated college and you had like a real life and real responsibilities, you're looking at more than just cute. So that's all I'm saying.
So every woman on here has dated somebody shorter than them and broker than them?
I haven't dated anybody.
Brother M. Smooth said, Brother Hink, how do you keep your composure when you're on these panels? Brother's challenging. They test my patience on a regular basis. I lie to you not. But you know, at the end of the day, I said all the time, I don't argue with women. I just don't waste my time. They beneath me, so I don't feel like I don't need to argue with somebody who's beneath me. They're not on my level. We're not on the same intelligence level. We have no same understanding about certain things. We look at things differently. So I already know there's no need to waste my time to argue with somebody, especially somebody who I have no ties to, who I'm not in no relationship with, who's no kin to me, who's not blessed with my last name. I'm not going to waste my time with them. So I keep it moving. I just allow them to say what they say. You know, saying as long as they don't get to the point of just totally disrespect, then I may say something. But again, even with that, I'm not going to go back and forth and argue with you. Because like I said, they beneath me. And I argue people who beneath me. $18 to 22 is BS. I'm still surprised that you still keep talking to the... I'm still surprised that you still keep talking to the women like this. Marcus, what you mean? What are you saying, Marcus? Explain yourself, brother. He said, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that. 14 people. Hit that like button. Do a man a solid. Hit that like button, guys. I appreciate it. Mark, explain yourself. What do you mean by that? I'm still surprised that you still keep talking to these women like this. Let's keep going.
He's shorter than me.
Kelly is very
I'm
short.
quite short.
I was going to say, she would have to date like a small person.
Right.
I got you.
How
I'm
about
5'3". No, I've never dated anyone shorter than 5'3", but I've dated a 5'5" person.
No problem.
And I've dated men and they less than me.
No problem. Okay, that's commendable, man. I don't know if that's the masses. I know we're not speaking in extremes like this is all or none, but I don't know if this represents what's really going on outside. Maybe y'all just dope women like that.
Oh, okay. When they sit there and say date, it's kind of funny. You went out with it one time, and that was it. Is that what you're telling me? Y'all talking about you had an ongoing relationship with a man? I mean, I wouldn't even count you a one time. Yeah, I went out one time with this 5'5" dude. That's some bullshit.
Right. Charity.
I dated someone for 10 years off and on who made less than me, drastically less than me. So he's talking.
Was he 5'5"? Was he 5'5"?
He wasn't. Now he was not 5'5", but he chose me. I didn't choose him. Okay. He came to me. He was
built like a baby. Okay, I got you. He wasn't built like a baby.
Taller, but I have dated somebody younger for a certain amount of time as well. That's all. I mean, shorter for a certain amount of time as well.
What was the motivating? I'm trying not to make it about that relationship, but what was the motivating factor there? Because we were talking yesterday about like strong women attracting. I'm not calling your man's weak, but you know, what was the attraction there? Because it wasn't the bread, it was the off and on. But you was like, he came to me, right?
I was young when I met him, just like Kelly stated. I was young. I was attracted to him, right? And I was still in college when I met him, so I still had a lot of growing to do. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt that he also had a lot of growing to do. So over the years, as I continued to grow in my career and in things that were going on, and he didn't grow, in between there, we also ended up having a child together. So that was more motivation for me to look past certain things and try to work on it, even when things didn't always seem to be going well. That was my big motivating factor, is that I knew you from a place of when you were really growing as a person, and I felt like I saw the potential, right? It's like that situation of someone dating the potential of a person rather than who that person actually is. I was dating his potential as I felt he was dating my potential at that time, because we met at a really young age. So
that's interesting. I don't know if
your bad boy days, huh? That's when you had your bad boy. You want your bad boy, huh?
He wasn't a bad boy. He was an athlete. He played basketball.
you wanted his job?
Look at y'all trying. Y'all trying to find these stereotypes.
No.
We seeking information. We seeking information.
What type of sport did he play at 5, Ty? What type of sport did he play at 5'5"? Was he in the goddamn
Pickleball.
He was not 5'5". He was 6'4". He played basketball. He just made less than me. Basketball didn't work out for him. He had a hard time keeping a job, you know.
But that potential, I think, is critical because I think, and again, not all women, whatever, not speaking for nobody, but I have seen more examples where women might date for potential and men date or marry. Like, if you just stay like this for the rest of your life, we good. So I date for the present and she dating for the potential more often than not. Like, I'm not looking for the potential in the one. Like, she already is who she is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's going to get older and better. But I don't really think like, oh, I see her trajecting this way. Like, we're trajecting where I'm taking this.
Right? Yeah. You are more logical when you approach to dating, where women are more emotional. We want to believe in you, believe in the person that you can become. We see your potential and who you can grow to, where you're looking at us as it is. Either I like you or I don't. You know? So,
and I think that's universal, honestly, Ty, because like, women, not to be funny, y'all, but you know, we got a personal incubator here. We're made for growth, right? You implant something in us, we see it grow. So we can't help but see the potential and see, you know, where our men or men around us.
Mr. Whatever, man, and sometimes that's all you can do is just let them talk, brother. And they will talk themselves into a corner, then they get mad at you once you call them out on what they saying. And then they get in their feelings and say you being a bully, being aggressive, you're verbally abusive. You know what I'm saying? You're misogynist. We know the language. Yeah, that's why we reviewing it. We reviews on Wednesdays. Before I go on this show, back on this coming Wednesday. Got a good one coming. Got a good one coming, guys. So y'all make sure y'all tap in over there in about an hour or so. All right, let's keep going.
Us or people where we can fill those holes and help it turn up and grow, right? Like, I just think that's what is different about men and women, because men lead with their eyes and what they see. That's why that man on his video was talking about 6'4", and I'm not gonna hold you. He probably would have ate if he would have been like, oh.
I don't think so, Marcus. But it sounds good.
I'm a man with presence, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like that hit different rather than giving me your statistics, right? Like, y'all are very, is it fat? Is it thick? Is it pretty? Is it 6'4"? Is it whatever? Women are more like, okay, you might make 50. What you say?
You said, is it pretty?
Y'all, with the way y'all see women, is it thick? Is it fat? Is it pretty? Right? That's
okay.
What? Right?
Well, you never dated a tall man, have you?
Oh, I've
because a tall man's going. Okay, and so if that's the case, then a tall man's presence is going to be felt when he walks in the room.
Presence has nothing to do with height, Hank. Like, you have presence. Well, I don't even know how tall you are, but you being, I'm sure when you enter a room, motherfuckers know you're there because it's not on you, it's in you. Excuse me.
I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3".
You walk like a giant. I don't even know how besides what you just told me, right? But when you opened your mouth today, what I do? Because you have presence. So it didn't matter how tall you were. You sit in the chair, I don't know. Until you just told me. But if he would have said that, that might have hit different than I'm 6'4" with the bank account. Bitch, we don't care. We don't care.
Most women who are independent thinkers, or they make a certain amount. Yeah, you're not looking for a man with money. You do want stability. I've always been interested in men that were confident. If you have a certain type of confidence, I'm attracted to you. So the whole money thing, it's great to make money, but if you don't know what to do with it, it doesn't matter anyway. You can be very financial.
Kelly. Now, let me say this. I usually agree. That's what Ty said about me, didn't she? I usually agree with what Kelly said. Kelly got a head on shit. And For the most part, Ty does too. But I don't agree with that last part. Talking about they don't care about, you don't care about money. No, they care about money. That's some of the first things they say. Money. Huh? They not gonna pass up that mighty dollar. You better not be broke, because if you want to be able to take care of them, you better have some change behind you. You better have something in your pockets. You can't be pulling out them old rabbit ears. That ain't gonna fly. You gotta have some bread. Come on now. Come on now. I mean, Mark said they do care about money. They just out here scapping right here. Let's keep going.
Actually irresponsible as a man or a woman, but it's all about your confidence. It's all about like how you treat a woman, how you talk to a woman. That's what's going to attract a woman. Men are visually stimulated. Women are too, but I think after you've, passed that little crush phase, you start thinking about more because you want more out of life. So you're not thinking about, oh, he's cute, his braids are nice, or he doesn't look good with braids, or whatever the case may be. It's more than that to a real woman.
So when does that kick in for y'all ladies? When is that? What age does that kick in for y'all ladies? Because we know it doesn't do it at 20, right? We know that's not the case. So when does that kick in for y'all?
I think it kicks in when you're older. Really, I feel like when we start thinking about stuff like that, when you had enough of just seeing the BS, and you be like, you know what? Like, I'm not gonna hold you here. I see somebody fine, and then I was like, oh, he just real fine. I'm like, we probably got 12 kids. Like, I started telling myself all kind of stuff just so that I like go into what's the integrity? You know what I'm saying? What's the meat of this man, right? Because like looks will send you off. They will send you off if you just go on somebody's about looks. Like it kicks in when I feel like personally when you've had enough. I don't know about what age, but
I don't think it's an age. I don't think it's a number. I think it's a maturity level.
I ain't even 35, so I'm not even 35.
Yeah, I kind of have to give some pushback on that. Hank. I'm 5'8". I typically have always been the shortest amongst the guys that I hung out with, but I've never had an issue with getting a woman. Even in my 20s, early 20s, I mean, it wasn't an issue because I understood what women was looking for, and I am what I am. So when I walk into a place, then say, hey, you got no choice but to acknowledge it. I think if you got to
overcompensate because of your size, though. I don't have to do that.
That is not true.
No, I don't have to overcompensate. I don't have to overcompensate. I just got to be me.
Look, let's be honest now. Let's be honest. You have to if you're a shorter man, if we on the same level financially, looks and all that, you're going to have to overcompensate because your height compared to my height. You're going to have to. He has no choice. If we everything's the same, only thing's different is his height, my height. He's going to have to overcompensate.
In what way? The short king, you hold it. I'm gonna just
y'all ladies are not for the short king, man. Y'all want somebody y'all can look up to, not one y'all can look eye to eye. That's not what y'all want.
They short though.
5'8".
But they short.
Yeah. How you are right. I'm 5'3", 5'8". I'm still looking up to him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look his size, but
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Hey, like I'm a very competitive man for sure. But at the same time, if we're amongst a group of people, we're amongst a group of women, I'm not competing with you. You are what you are. I am what I am. So whoever is gonna be attracted to me, they're gonna be drawn to me. If one of the chicks is looking at you, she eyeing you, all right, well shit, that's you, bro. But somebody else definitely looking at me, so shit, that's who I'm on, or she gonna be on me. So I think I understand what you're saying, and I get it 100%. Some men that are that aren't confident in themselves, and they're not used to being around taller men, then yeah, I can absolutely see that. But for the most part, all of my life, I've been one of the shortest guys out of the group, but I'm slaying them with the best of them.
We'll go ahead and switch gears, man. Y'all ready? The good bringing
Shout out to
well
the short, to the short kings.
Yes, sir.
So my wife, she says, Biz is saying that because he's short. God damn. My man Mark said, what is the average height of a short man? I don't know, I guess 5'8". I don't know, 5'9". I don't know. I don't know. Big Bama said, he said, facts, Hinks, you gotta make up for the lack of height. Biz is tripping sometimes. Biz has his down days. And I think today was that day for Biz. But we're not gonna hold it against him. Look here, guys. A woman loves a tall man. A man she can look up to. Right? That's what women love, that. To melt into your arms of a tall man. They want to lay their head on your chest. They don't lay their head on your head. Come on now. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. What did she say? Mark said, I'm 5'9". That's not short. That's right. That's right, Marcus. Mark said, I'm 5'9". I'm not 5'8", so I ain't short. Y'all down there somewhere. I'm a tall guy. I agree. We can't control our height. Marcus, as long as your heart's right in the right place, you got a chance, big brother. Just make sure you got some game. Shout out to the short kings. We women, for the most part, don't want a short, stubby man, 5'8" and below. It's short for a man to me. He said, I'm 7 foot. Is that short? I know that's right, big man. Maybe I'm 7 foot. Y'all better respect mine. Let's go.
Y'all here.
First says sleeping with someone on the first date is not really conducive for a long.
Wait, what?
Telling you because
I'm gonna play this clip, man. Let's start from the top.
And the type of men that are in the bracket that we're looking at, there's a scarcity. And they're not going to wait. Like in John, when you and I was growing up, the thought of somebody sleeping on the first night was slim to none. You had to wait a month, 2 months, 3 months. Yeah. And they say men aren't waiting because there's so many out there that they can pick from. Mm. So a woman says, well, I'm gonna make you wait 3 months. You might wait. He's not waiting.
That is true. That is often the case. So exactly, you might not be ready to do that, but he might be, if he's got options, he might be doing that while you're waiting.
Exactly. You're waiting, but he's not.
You know, I feel like sometimes you hear folks talk about, oh man, relationships are such hard work. And Chrissy and I will watch people say that. And if that's your story, if that's your experience, then that's what it is. But for us, it's really not hard work for us to be together. And there's challenges that we've had, like tragedies that we've had to deal with together, miscarriage and other tragedies we've had to deal with together. But us, me and her, like, it's never actually been that hard for us to be in a relationship. And I think the reason why is it starts with a mutual respect and being with somebody you actually like and like to be around and respect and enjoy their company, enjoy their sense of humor. Like I said before, like, we're really compatible. Even though we're different, we're really compatible and we have a good time together. And I think there are things you need to do to make sure you maintain that, which is being honest and trustworthy, being a person of good character, a good parent, a good co-parent, taking responsibility together. So there's certain things you have to do that are work. But I feel like if you are a person of character and you're with somebody that you love and respect, it shouldn't be such hard work to stay together.
To me, he just talked in circles.
Ideals.
He just wants to send them.
Big Bama said Coco is now. This is Coco really told on herself. She doesn't have no standards. Pop that balloon. I know that's right. Hey, Big Bama, I was gonna stall out tonight. I'm gonna let her live. I'm gonna let her live. Whatever, man. He said, whatever, man. He said, tall brothers win some and most battle heats. But them goofy ones got to hold his hell. Hey, you get that. Look here, whatever, man. I ain't gonna front. You right. He said, I ain't stalling shit out. She got to get all that smoke. I know that's right, Big Bama. I know that's right. Let's keep going.
Much enough. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get into it, man. With someone on the first night. Apparently, him and his wife slept, and they made it. They made it. So let's go ahead and talk. Start with you, Miss Coco. Sleep with someone on the first night. What are your thoughts about it, man?
I knew you was gonna ask me first, and I had to step away. I didn't even see it.
It wasn't
What was the
really.
question? I can still answer the question.
But the question, we're just talking about sleeping with somebody on the first night. John Legend and his wife slept with each other on the first night, and they wound up having a successful marriage from what it appears to us. So you sit down with Shannon Sharp, and you let them know, you find somebody, you click with them, nothing wrong with it. What are your thoughts?
Nothing is wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with it. I'll be honest, I tried to do a one night stand 2 times, and I ended up in a relationship for like 3 or 4 years. I really did. I knew that night, like, I'm gonna have fun, I'm single, and I ended up in a relationship both times.
Shout out to the Short Kings.
By choice or force, right?
We out there.
Shout out to the women that got standards. They out here.
Are you trying to throw a jab at me?
Oh, no, I'm just talking in general.
All right, go ahead, Brittany.
Did I say something wrong? If you out here doing it, you got little to no standards. I mean, that's just honest. You got little to no standards. But let me say this. Them dudes out there smashing, they don't give a shit. They hoping you don't, because they looking for the benefit. I'm just saying, let's keep it going. And it's gonna be the it's gonna be the final video we're gonna talk about, because I gotta get ready to get over to the show that I need for y'all to make sure y'all tune in at 8:30. Right on.
I mean, I feel like we're all grown, and having sex on the first night will not determine whether or not a guy will pursue you or like leave you there. I mean, if he likes who you are as a person, if you all align in other ways, hopefully you've had a conversation and you know something about this person and he knows something about you. But I don't think it's a deal breaker. Yeah, I don't think it's a deal breaker.
Okay. Let me get a guy in there. I'm gonna go to you, Hink. Sleeping with women on the first night, what's been your experience, if you do care to share? As a man, have you been in relationships with women and or marriage with people that you slept with on the first night? Not your current one, of course, but just whatever you want to get into.
Oh, Mrs. Hink, showing love. It's my birthday. Well, let me say this, Mr. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Trinidad. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day, ma'am. I hope it's a great. Now let's get back to this video before somebody else asks me to sing again. No, I don't. I've never been in a relationship with a woman I slept with on the first night. She got that 20 goddamn minutes, and I gave her a lifesaver. She got the fuck out. That's all she got from me, a lie and her hard dick. Other than that, she don't deserve. I put in a category, like most men. I categorize certain women. You're a hoe, I put you in the whole category. If I want more, I call you. If I don't need you. I done got your friend now. You the pass. Right on.
Oh, mean.
Buck, he got that shit a buck though.
Go ahead, Calvin.
No, I'm just saying, I think it does, to Brat's point, it's not nothing will ever come of this, but to Hank's point, it does kind of put you in that box, because it's like if nothing else, I feel like men like to chase, you know what I'm saying? So if I ain't really have to get my hunter-gatherer on and it was just presented to me, it's like, cool, I'll take it. But it's also like, now I kind of feel like, well, you ain't even get to experience my charm. You ain't even get to, you know what I'm saying, get to know me. So you probably just out here doing this. It's not me you fucking, you just fucking. You know what I'm saying? It was me that night. So I think it does kind of limit what our relationship could be if I beat on the first night. But it doesn't mean that that's the only time I'm gonna beat, or that's like the extent of our relationship. You could be friends later. You can be co-worker. You can be whatever it is, depending on how it ended up jumping off. But I think it does kind of limit what your options are going to be. Shout out to John Legend and them for giving us a counter narrative, but I've never seen or heard of that before today.
Go ahead, Ty.
I think I agree with Calvin when he says, like, John is the exception to the rule. He's not the rule, right? That usually doesn't happen for one night stands. It's usually just that you have a one night stand with a person, and that's the only time you get to be with them. It doesn't really blossom into something larger. Me personally, I've never had a one night stand. That's just not my thing. You know, nothing against people who go with the vibe. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others. But I just feel like usually it doesn't work like that. Long-term relationships don't necessarily build off of that, because you don't have a lot to build off of other than the sexual connection. Now, if something later on builds from the sexual connection, you know, anything is possible, but that's usually not the rule, that, you know, you have a one-night stand and it's going to turn into a marriage, especially an 18-year-long marriage. I think they were an exception to the rule.
I got two questions for you, Ty, and people can chime in after Ty as well. What is considered dating? Is dating going out on dates? Is dating communicating? What's considered dating? And then also, what's considered a one-night stand?
Okay, I'll answer the first one first. Dating to me is going out on dates. You have to court me. So asking me out, we go to a restaurant. And we're going out and getting to know each other. A one-night stand is you met somebody that day and y'all had sex that night or that afternoon, all in the same day. That's what a one-night stand is to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was a really good question to really add more context to it, because I think the first time that man and woman meet, we both know if we down for it or not. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we at a bar, at a club or something like that, and shorty walk up like, "Hey, I'm trying to crack," then yeah, you know what I'm saying? All right, I don't think this is really gonna go too far. This is just you know.
My man No Chaser said, going out, paying for dinner is considered dating. I can agree. Let's keep going.
We might just have a fling type of deal going. But if we went out somewhere and we just so happen to meet and we click, we vibe, and shit, we both know, hey, all right, shit, you going, I'm going, and we go, then there's a potential, and there's really chemistry there. Then yeah, there's that potential of this becoming something. But if it's just I see you at the gas station and hey, shorty, and you going, then yeah, no, you a skeezer, you know what I'm saying? Just like Hink said, you finna get this 20-minute hot rod, and hey, see you on the flip side. But I think that it is possible to have relations with a woman or a person on the first night and something come from it. You know, if we're both adults and we approach this as adults and be 100 with what it is that we're doing in the conversation and the communication and all of that, and it works, and hell yeah, why not? Why be afraid of it?
All right. Go ahead, Rainy.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I really don't have much to say about the Tegans because I have different beliefs about them in general. But you know, I think it can work. Shout out to the people who it's worked for. Sometimes you just know, speaking of presence, you know what I'm saying? You walk in, you feel somebody vibe, they feel yours, and it's just up from there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think one night stands, I mean, I don't know, like one night stands, or like that's the initial approach, sure, it could work. Shout out to the people it works for. But yeah, I'm cool on all that. And I digress, because like I said, I got some other things to feel about these people, so I don't want to say nothing about them.
Does a one night stand have to be the night y'all met, or can it be the first opportunity y'all had to smash? You know what I'm saying? Like if it's the holiday party.
I think a one night stand is, I think Ty, you just said this. Wait, Ty, you answered that. Yeah, Ty answered that. Like, it's one of them things like you smash and grab. You hit and you quit. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be considered. I feel like a one night stand ain't considered a one night stand until after, you know what I'm saying? Like after the function happened. And then like
Listen. All right.
So sleeping with somebody the day of is a one night stand.
You said what?
Sleeping with someone the day of is what you would consider as a one night stand.
That's what I'm saying. I want it being a one night stand until we find out if like, is this person gone out of my life? Like that was the one night stand.
Yeah, one night stand is no follow up.
Right.
We do what we do, and then no follow up after that. That's a one night stand.
Agreed. Like I feel like if you hook up with somebody on the first night though, like I don't know, I feel like it is kind of risky because like I've seen both, right? Like and heard stories about both, especially from women, like, you know, or men too. Shoot, they go out of town. What should I call it? The passport bros or something? Oh, you don't know.
They know.
Okay. Right.
Because Calvin don't got social media.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
Never heard of that shit. Today years old.
But a one night stand is one of them. You did it and it's no contact after that. Like that's a one night stand. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Like, thank God, I don't know.
I mean, what do y'all want us to do to these hoes? You want us to love up on them and marry them? You treat a hoe like a hoe. Shout out to the ghetto boys.
The part of this conversation. Well, let me ask a question. I got a question about that.
If you carry yourself like a hoe, what makes you think you deserve the love and respect from a man? No, he's giving you what you really looking for. That you looking for that D. That's what you got. Now let's keep it moving. This ain't nothing serious. I'm not gonna call you later talking about how was your day.
But wait, what if? Let me ask you a question.
I'm just trying to get some ass and get the hell on.
What if that was her first time ever having a one night stand? Would you consider her a hoe? Like, what if you were the first person she's ever had that experience? First and only.
I don't care. You a new hoe. You a new hoe.
And also, let me put a disclaimer out there. That's not my experience. One night stand. I mean, I've had one before. Lord forgive me. I hope my mama don't ever see this. She's grown. Being married, look, don't judge me. But what if that was her first time? Would you really still consider her a hoe? Maybe you were special enough to her to want to give up her goodies or whatever the case may be.
Ma'am, I know I am, but you still a hoe, and I gotta treat you as such.
That is so like narrow-minded.
It hurts. Hey, that truth, Brittany, that truth hurts sometimes, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not my truth. I'm just saying, like,
No, I
I'm
didn't
just
say that.
trying to give you a different perspective.
But I'm saying
You know
the
what I
truth
mean?
hurts.
So he, what makes her
I thought hoes was like a chick that has sex with a lot of men.
Exactly.
What's the whole thing?
Well, I mean, y'all got a lot to learn tonight, but I'm mad to teach you. Let me tell you what you a hoe is, because you giving it up on the first night I met you. You hoe, you don't know nothing. You don't even know my last name. You don't know my address. You never been to my house. You don't know nothing about me. I could have told you everything. My name ain't here. My name is Tony. And I'm coming here tonight.
What if you all had vibed? The example that a lot of people here tonight use was like, okay, you guys vibe, you've been kicking it all night, and it progresses. Not on the gas station. Look, I'm hey sexy, what up? Not that, but like you're vibing. You've had a conversation with this person. You're getting to know them, and then as the night progresses, she's the first person that you're the first person that she's ever done that with. It still makes her a hoe.
Yes. Why you accepted to the whole rule? Use a hoe. If your kitty cat is good, I might call you for a rematch. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's about all you're gonna get. You're not gonna get a relationship out of me. You're not. You're gonna get a used condom in your toilet, and I'm gonna keep it moving. That's all I'm gonna give you. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's not safe for the environment, bro. Don't put it in the toilet.
I don't care. I gotta make sure them kids are gone.
I think Chrissy Teigen knew who John Legend was. And John Legend probably was a little familiar with her because I think she was a model.
Guys, let me say this before I go. As y'all fellas and ladies seen the faces of some of these individuals, they just couldn't believe what I was saying. Ladies, let me break the news to you. Fellas gonna be mad at me because I'm putting game in their ear. They don't want to hear. Some things got to be said. It's that uncut truth. Ladies, we put you in categories. Whether you want to believe it, whether you want to accept it, why you want to deal with it or not, we do. We put you in categories that y'all might not find appealing. I don't think it's right, or fair, or equal, or okay. You can say all that, and we still not going to give a shit. Let me tell you what we're going to do. If we find out we can knock you down the first time, that's what we're going to do. We're going to knock you down. Now, depending on how good the Putinata is, maybe where we want to come back. If it's just okay, more than likely we won't come back. Especially if we go into an environment that's not up to standards that we like. Clean house. You was nice and you presented yourself well. Yeah, we just gonna get in and get out. Let me tell you what category you're gonna put in if you are like that. We call you the last minute hoe. So when we at the club and ain't nothing new popping off in the club, but I got a number 2 and I'm about to go smash a new one, I'm gonna call Old Faithful. You remember what I just called you, the last minute hoe? I'm gonna call you because I know you're gonna be there ready. And I'm gonna call you, tell you, baby girl, keep the back door open. I'm gonna come on through. And guess what? I'm gonna come on through. And when I get done, I'm gonna get up and get out. Please believe me, I'm gonna have an excuse to get up. Yeah, I gotta go work in the morning. I got an early day. Yeah, well, you can spend the night. No, baby, I can't spend the night. I don't want Junior to wake up and see me here in the nude, huh? I don't think that'd be right for your son to see a man that's not his father in the buff. So yeah, I'm gonna get on up out here. Yeah, I gotta go pick up. I gotta go pick up my kids in the morning. You know what I'm saying? It's my weekend. I gotta go do what I gotta do. Yeah, I promised my mom I was gonna take a grocery shopping. Oh yeah, we're gonna find a way to get up out of there. Especially that night. We ain't gonna spend the night. Now, if you want, say you that kitty cat good, that thing remain wet the whole time. We might look for a rematch. And if it's like that for the next time, we might hang out a little longer. We just may. And then we're going to say, oh, she's a possibility. She got some potentials, especially you can come with some other benefits that we're looking for. I'm just saying. Ladies, it is what it is. I know it sounds harsh. I know it sounds selfish and mean and inconsiderate. Misogynist. All those things. I understand. But that's how some of us work. I don't say all of us work like that, because all of us ain't getting no action. You got some dudes out there dry dicking a motherfucker. They just ain't getting no action. It's shame, I feel bad for them. They missing out on opportunities and treats. But the dudes that are out there knocking it down and getting it on a regular basis, they doing those things. In those categories, those are real things, whether you want to believe it or not. Well, let me meet my man. My man TJ come through. Hey, shout out to you. Thanks for that video. I appreciate it. It's kind of funny. He said, can I talk? He said, yes. Oh, no, he said, yeah, if it's fire in a good way. I know that's right. We don't want that other shit that's fire in a bad way. Shout out to penicillin for you guys who have to get it because you got burnt by them efforts. We coming back 1 or 3 more times. I know that's right. He said, years ago, I found out my last minute chick was married and her husband was a deacon. God damn. I was like, damn. They want to be hoes without the title. I know that's right. Through the Fire Podcast. He said, right, Marcus. Some of these females be foul. Even a snake women. God damn. Guys, with that being said, I don't know if you guys seen, I did drop the link for this Wednesday show, man. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. Y'all make sure y'all tap in to tonight's show at 8 o'clock Eastern. 7 p.m. Central, 8:30. Let me say 8:30. It's 8:30. Because that's where I'm headed to right now. Get ready. Hopefully these ladies don't be windmilling too much tonight. And if they are, I'm going to have to see if I can reel them on in. I'll help them out a little bit. Just a little bit. They need some help. That's what I'm here for. I'm a team player, right? With that being said, I'm going to catch you brothers and sisters on the next one. Right on?